Assalamu alaikum. The questioner is asking about a verse in the Quran that mentions pious women are for pious men and vice versa. So why do we see ordinary life cases where good women are paired with bad men and vice versa? And in Islamic history, why was Hazrat Asiya, peace be upon her, the wife of Pharaoh, who was the worst human that ever lived? So first of all, the context behind that verse has to do with the marriage of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her. During a period, she was accused of adultery by another individual, and people began to question her entire morals and her chastity and all that. And by connection, the Prophet ﷺ himself saying that he made a bad judgment. And Allah says that he clarifies in the following verse here that was mentioned in the question that pious people usually attracted to other pious people for marriage. They don't seek out vulgar women, uncovered women, right? And vice versa, women, good Muslim women don't seek out men who drink alcohol, smoke, don't have beards, for example, etc. They pray their 5 daily prayers. And this is proven, like the hijab, women who wear the hijab are less likely to be raped, are less likely to be approached and sexually harassed, etc., etc. So what's being highlighted is that connection. Anyway, Aisha was proven innocent, and that verse mentions that, because the Prophet ﷺ is a pure, chaste, and pious person, it goes without saying that his wife that he chose, Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, is also just like that, pure, chaste, and pious. So that's the context behind that verse. The verse is not saying that it's guaranteed that every other pious person besides the Prophet ﷺ is going to end up with a pious person. Like you mentioned in the question, Hazrat Asiya, may Allah, peace and Allah's blessings be upon her, was the wife of Pharaoh and suffered tremendously under him. So it's not a guaranteed thing. In fact, Muslims should take a lot of precaution in regards to who they choose for marriage. They should pray the Ishtikhara prayer. They should agree on a contract of how the marriage should be conducted. Don't compromise on whatever you're looking for. There's a lot of people on earth, billions, right? So you'll find someone that is a pious person. If that's what you're looking for, you can go to the places where pious people usually go to, such as the mosques, to find a spouse. You don't go to clubs to find a spouse, right? So that's what the verse means. It doesn't mean that you're going to guaranteed be ending up with a good pious person. People could lie, right? They could make up things just to get married. Happens often, but it does highlight the connection between pious people. They usually seek each other out. They don't seek the vulgar out, and vice versa. The vulgar don't seek out the pious, because the vulgar usually don't want a marriage. They want to fornicate, right? And if they have a history of fornication, they're not going to be content with a pious person for marriage, because they will always seek out a new individual, because they've been with so many of them. Being with one person for X amount of years, or with the men they can marry to 4, they will lose their attraction to that one person. And this is the danger of pornography as well. When you are seeing brand new women online, young, and your one wife, whatever, is aging, and you're going to lose interest in her, and these vulgar people will not be able to they're not going to want to stay with that person. No, they're more likely to commit adultery, right? So it's very important that we obey Allah's commands, don't fornicate. And obviously, the one who repents from sin and changes is like one who didn't commit the sin. They may still suffer the effects of those things I mentioned, pornography, fornication, but these people who love for the sake of Allah and they seek pious people out, those people are part of the verse, right? They can seek out people who have a similar connection. They can marry a pious person, and everything they're doing for that person is for the sake of Allah. So there's another factor there that vulgar, disbelieving people don't have. They don't have that motivation, right? So hopefully that answers the question. Assalamu alaikum.